nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na, MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na, yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na, MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na, yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas, at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na, MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na, yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa.
Hindi mo kayang malunok ang katotohanang marami pa rin tayong kababayang gutom at walang tahanan. Kaya hindi ka tumigil sa paglaban. Harapin ang kahirapan. Tulungan ang nangangailangan. Basagin ang korupsyon na kanilang nakasanayan. Sa loob at labas, man ng Pinas, bakas na bakas ang iyong tapang puksain ang mga problema ng bansa. Gamit ang lakas, gamit ang isip, gamit ang puso. Kung para sa mamamayang Pilipino, si MP, wala yang sinisino. Manny Pacquiao.
That's Caliente. Oh, what a scoop shot. Best players in.
Oh! Justin Baltazar!
Casino. The trailer is Chris Lalata. Who gives us the throwdown? 2 seconds left. Fuentes.
Oh my
goodness.
Near the logo, Miguel Fuentes!
Inside this very venue, champions were made. The Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards continue their journey to the top, but this year, a familiar opponent in the playoffs, the Pasay Voyagers, have a goal stronger than ever to extend the series. Ang tanong, kaya ba ng versatility ni Warren Bonifacio ang lakas ni Will Macaloni? This is a story of youth versus experience. My name is Mika Abesamis, this is the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, and this is the Northern Playoffs.
MPBL Season 4 champion, our third-seeded Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguard.
Celis.
What a move.
Atake. Back shot is good. It's binigay kay JB Bayo with a jumper. He rattles it home.
We know we have to win 2 games, and it's not going to be an easy task against Pasay. I'm sure they'll try to bounce back next game. We got to be ready for that.
Coming to the playoffs at rank number 6, the Pasay Voyagers.
Victoria finishing with a left. Salenga. He's far from done.
Win or lose, syempre gusto ko sa win, di ba? Lahat naman tayo ganun eh. Pero pare, let's make sure na itong game na to, pare, marami tayong magiging. Ako nga.
Mula sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao at sa iba't ibang sulok ng mundo, hindi po nagpapasalamat sa inyong panonood ng Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Tonight, we are coming to you live from the Nueva Ecija Coliseum in Palayan City, the home of Robbie Celis, who was the best player in game number 1 with 23 points. As he countered the production of Warren Bonifacio, he was able to limit him as well to only 4 out of 15 shooting from the field. Warren finished with 9 points, and it was not enough as they lost in game number 1 by 10 against our Season 4 champions. Familiar foes. That is our storyline for these two teams who did go up against each other in their last regular season game. And now here they are in game number 2. Thank you for joining us, folks. This is Mix Gomez at your service alongside Sidel Tupas and Mika Abesamis, who brought up the question, kakayanin ba ni Warren Bonifacio ang lakas ni Will Macaloni? Ito naman ang tanong ko sa iyo, Sidel. Kakayanin ba ni Warren Bonifacio ang depensa rin ni Robbie Celis?
Good evening to Migs and good evening everyone. No, magandang laban ngayong gabi, Pasay against Nueva Ecija. And Robbie Celis, his offense, elite dito sa MPBL, but his defense pretty much underrated. No? Ilang beses na sinusubukan ito. Every time, he gets tested every time. But so far this season, Robbie Celis has put an emphasis on being a better defender. And nakita natin yan throughout the season. Every time he gets matched up, akala ng player mismatch. But yes, Robbie Celis has been very agile, very mobile, and has really, taken a big step with regards to his defensive presence dito sa Nueva Ecija.
To clear it out with everybody, Bonifacio is matched up against those two players, just different on both ends of the floor. as he's the one defending Macaloni and Celis is the one defending him. Let's recap game number 1, the game that you covered as well.
And Nueva Ecija immediately talagang taking the game to Pasay early on, and Jasper Salenga got hot, pero sagot naman itong Nueva Ecija, tuloy-tuloy, very consistent, and you see the numbers right here, 50% shooting para dito sa Nueva Ecija. In a playoff game, that's a lot. That's so most likely mananalo ka shooting almost 51% sa larong yan. The points in the paint 44-28, fast break scoring 23-8, and Pasay, majority of their wins have come at home sa Cuneta Astrodome, and they were at the Brenzy Giao Convention Center, and the shots weren't just hitting the mark. Ito naman Nueva Ecija, they were really very patient, very deliberate, and nakita natin ang championship experience nitong team na to in Game 1.
Nueva Ecija was number 2 all season long in field goal percentage, and that's at 46%. So that's even better how they performed in game number 1 versus Lawrence Victoria and company. Lawrence did score 24 on 10 out of 16 shooting, and tonight he will be challenged once again by the defense of Lucas JC Cullar.
Well, Lawrence Victoria, very efficient, 10 of 16, 24 points. But if you're Nueva Ecija, okay lang yan, because he didn't get a lot of support from all the other players. No, I don't think Don Reverente did not score in this game. No, ang daming players na were na absent kumbaga for the Pasay Voyagers. JC Cullar, 10 points and 4 of 8 shooting. I like the 8 shots of JC Cullar,
yes,
because you have to respect his outside shot now. He's known as a defensive stopper, but you have to respect his shot.
More often than not, he has made a 3-pointer in the 6th season of the MPBL. It wasn't too big of a key for him in game number 1, but he was perfect from 2-point area at 4 out of 4 and perfect from the line as well. Let's see if his prowess can be displayed at home, as it is familiar foes, Nueva Ecija versus the Pasay Voyagers. Now we turn you over to Miguel Pereira.
MPBL Playoffs, presented by Extreme and MPBL Party List, ang kaliga ng mamamayang Pilipino. Here are the starters, beginning with the Pasay Voyagers. Starting at forward number 13, Don Reverente. Also at forward number 9, AJ Coronel. Center number 4, Warren Bonifacio. One guard number 15 is Cyrus Tabi. And a 2 guard number 1, Lawrence Victoria. Their head coach is Marlon Martin. Assistant coaches Vic Escudero, Hubert De Los Santos, Willie Generalao, Windel Cadiz, Cholo Martin, and Adrian Bocal. Team managers is Jonathan Tolibas. Team owners are Mickey Ligot, Raul Bacaso, Lavin Castro, JD Castro, and Lian Calixto Rubiano. And now, mga kaliga, get on your feet, because it's time to meet the starting unit of your MPBL Season 4 champions, the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. Starting at guard number 24, JC Cullar. The other guard number 33, Ed Dakiwag. Forward number 26, Ilonggo Superman, Billy Ray Robles. The other forward, number 8, Robbie Celis. And the man in the middle, number 14, Will Macaloni. The head coach for your Rice Vanguards is Don Dulay. Assistant coaches Rob Wainwright, Matt Macalintal, Arnold Oliveros, Rick Sison, Derek Evangelista, and Jonathan Uyloan. Team consultant is Von Monta. Assistant team manager is Jen Dignatice. Team managers Raymond Dizon. Team owners
presenting our starting fives, brought to you by Sports Max, powered by PlayMax, the efficient online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max. Pasay will try to have a different strategy here And let's see if it can work out, because actually Nigo will come off the bench alongside Jasper Salenga, who did score very well for them in game number 1. It's Juan Bonifacio with Don Reverente, Cyrus Tabi, AJ Coronel on the floor, joining their leading scorer in Lawrence Victoria. On the other end for Nueva Ecija, we have Ed Dakiwag in the starting lineup, joining Lucas Cullar, Billy Robles, and their dynamic duo, Will Macaloni and Robbie Celis.
Well, to me, the biggest stat in game 1 is the assist. 27 to 18. 27 for Nueva Ecija, 18 for Pasay. And we always felt in some instances in that game 1 that there was always one more pass para sa Pasay Voyagers, whether it's a kick out or a drop pass sa ilalim. And that sometimes, yan lang yung nagiging difference sa laro eh. It's a fine line between a good look and a better look.
That's a good look for Don Reverente, but it was in and out. Ball rebounded by Macaloni, who brings the ball down.
Don Reverente still looking for his first basket in this series. 0 for 3 in game 1.
There's a foul. A hold by Reverente.
I think it's on Tabi.
Oh yes, you are correct.
Don Reverente got into foul trouble early in that ball game. And tapos siya, 0 points, 4 rebounds.
Sideline inbound for Billy Robles. Cullar bounces it off to Macaloni, back to Lucas. 9 on the shot clock. Nueva Ecija staying patient. Macaloni, kick out. Robles for 3, in and out.
Good pass there from Will Macaloni, but I would not have faulted him had he taken it strong to the cup.
Yes, that is his identity after all. And especially here at home. He's been very successful. Pass inside, Bonifacio. Again, defended well by Celis, but there's the recovery.
Well, Warren Bonifacio able to manufacture 3 opportunities in that possession. And Pasay is on the board.
And that's a good start for him after shooting the ball close to 25% in game number 1. 2-0, Victoria almost lost it. Being hounded by Ed Dakiwag. 2-man game, the 2 All-Stars.
A special assignment para kay Ed Dakiwag.
Reverente fouled by Celis.
Now, Robbie Celis, the last line of defense there para sa Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards, as Will Macaloni was drawn out of position.
Although he's no stranger to that. After all, Robbie Celis is number 8 in blocks in the regular season.
Maganda naman kay Robbie with regards to, maganda yung timing niya with blocking shots.
He's just a very smart player.
Oo. Alam mo yung sa galaw, tipid sa galaw, pero alam mo effective yung galaw.
Don Reverente able to get on board finally in the series, and he did it from the line. 4-0. Here's Billy Robles. Up top, Celis. Inside, nice seal by Macaloni.
Yeah, Will Macaloni getting in position after the mismatch with Coronel.
I mentioned he's seen success at home. Macaloni averages 13 points and 7 rebounds this season. But at home, it's at 18 points and 9 rebounds. That's the type of motivation that he gets playing here at Palayan City.
Well, he had a legendary performance against Pangasinan here.
Yeah. That was his season high with 29.
Well, kung kami gusto namin ni Miss Mika Gusto namin yung game na yun. Inabot kami ng alas 12 dito nun eh.
Dalawang araw kayo nagtrabaho.
Isang araw lang yung TF pero dalawang araw nagtrabaho.
That happened to you twice this season, right? The San Juan Rizal game.
Oo nga.
This is Robbie Celis. Try to spin and...
Yeah, it was
good.
May natapik yung bola doon.
Oh, now it's a walk.
Ang ganda na simula dito ng Pasay defensively.
And that's why the crowd has been silent after 2 minutes of play. Here comes Cyrus Tabi.
One guy who for Nueva Ecija na medyo tahimik sa opensa was Billy Robles. Only had 5 points in game 1. He played 21 minutes. Alam naman natin, no, Billy wasn't really looking for a shot because he only shot the ball 4 times. It was primarily focused on defense.
Yes.
And meron din siyang 4 na rebounds in that game.
Now that's his signature, the rebounding. After all, Robles is, believe it or not, number 2 in rebounding for Nueva Ecija. Here's Warren Bonifacio, handing it off to Lawrence Victoria. Defense still present from Dakiwag. No good for Lawrence.
It's a good challenge by Ed Dakiwag on the shot by Warren Bonifacio. Yun yung adjustment naman ni Coach Don Dulay, not allowing Lawrence Victoria to get into the groove at 24 in game 1.
Here's Macaloni bumping his way through. That would get the crowd going. And it's a charge.
Now, either it was going to be the second foul on Coronel or a charge on Will Macaloni.
I feel bad for AJ Coronel. I mean, Will Macaloni might not have the widest of legs, but the upper body sure is there.
That's a freight train.
Yeah.
Anong bulldozer yan eh.
So, again, that's on Will.
Alam mo, mga ganyan. Kung ako nandun, i-question ko yung mga choices ko sa buhay. Kung ako nandun sa gitna kanina. Getting in between Will Macaloni and the basket?
Yeah.
No thanks, man.
But then again, it turned out to be a good thing as now it's a charge called on Don Reverente.
Take a look at this one. You know, medyo hinabol niya si Ed Dakiwag. May konting galaw from Don Reverente. But I think it was more of a good solid pick though.
Macaloni unable to control it. Pasay on the run. It's side of Stabby. Strong side. Good stop by Robles. And here's Bonifacio leaning in. That's a miss. Rebound. No put back for AJ Coronel. And they lose the ball.
Usually very reliable dun sa ilalim. So si AJ Coronel, hindi nabigay ni Warren Bonifacio ang drop pass. Kapos ang kanyang undergoal stab.
The third best scoring team in the MPBL though. Still unable to put points on the board. Could this be it? That's another push.
That's 2 on Don Reverente.
And you just spoke about him being in foul trouble in game 1.
Tama.
Was he though?
Yes, he was. No. What? Only.
Maybe the timing of that foul.
No, as far as I can remember, meron siyang early foul na bigla siyang nawala sa focus eh. So now it's 2 fouls on Don Reverente.
Lucas Cullar double cross against Axel Inigo. Basket and 1 for Lucas Cullar.
Now what do you do when the guy just came in? You attack him immediately, and that's what Lucas Cullar did here. Breaking down Inigo.
You know, the development of this man has been splendid for Nueva Ecija. He has come a long way, especially with his offensive prowess. Just couldn't convert from the line. That's his first miss from the stripe in the series.
I think it boils down to work ethic as well, Mix. Alam natin kung gaano ka hardworking ito si Lucas Cullar.
One of the best attitudes that you could see in the MPBL. Side of Stabby. No good. What a rebound by Celis. And here he is playing point guard. Robbie Celis looking good. Nice pass to Will Macaloni.
That's Robbie Celis at his best. Playing great defense, grabbing the rebound. He can run the break. Best decision maker of this Nueva Ecija team.
It's now 4-all. Momentum with the Novo Ecijanos. Side of Stabby. Baseline drive and feed. That's going to end up with the Ilonggo Superman. Robles will fly and he will score.
Billy Robles able to get that fast break layup to drop. There are a lot of them here in this Nueva Ecija team, yung mga kayang kumuha ng rebound at kayang idiretso na sa kabila.
Yes. In fact, in this 5, all 5 of them I'd like to argue.
Pwede.
No putback for AJ Coronel.
Ooh, he may have gotten away with a foul there. On that shot from Coronel, nasa likod si Colliar.
Lucas giving it up. Now it's Celis to his cutter. Robles could not control it. Here's the counter. Axel Inigo, no look feed. Victoria hung in the air, no conversion. Lawrence, one more, still no good.
Now,
And here's Nueva Ecija. Spinaroo, Billy Ray.
Nueva Ecija getting the better of that exchange. Pasay unable to convert. And they were made to pay by Billy Robles. Such a crafty finish at the rim.
It's an 8-0 run, finally ended by Lawrence Victoria.
Sabi ni Lawrence Victoria, tama na to.
First 3 points for the guy who had 24 in game number 1. Victoria, after all, has averaged 14 points all season long as the all-star starter for Pasay. Nice bounce. Robles to Macaloni.
Billy Ray Robles, after making just 4 points in game 1, 5 points in game 1, has come alive early on, creating and making plays for Nueva Ecija, which got off to a sluggish start in the first 4 minutes of this ball game.
10-7. Bonifacio to Lawrence Victoria. Almost the same look. Different result. Rebound Robles. Forward to Dakiwag, who had to turn around to receive that pass. And here's the trailer. Robbie Celis feeds. Robles! No good, no foul.
Good
Counter
defense
for
by
Pasay.
Inigo.
Victoria, Tabi, Bonifacio, 2 points.
Ang ganda ng depensa din ni Inigo. Sumabay lang kay Billy Robles just enough to make him miss that shot. And it's off to the races for Pasay.
Under 3 minutes remaining in the first. Nice tap by Coronel.
Yeah, talk about defense. AJ Coronel, one of the best in the MPBL.
This fast break of the game is brought to you by SportsMax, powered by PlayMax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max. The lefty finish for Warren Bonifacio, who has 4 points in this game.
Yeah, talk about sharing that basketball right there. Victoria, Tabi, and in the end, it was Warren Bonifacio finishing the fast break.
We did mention in game number 1, the difference might have been that one last pass for the Pasay Voyagers, and they were out-assisted by 9. Axel Inigo working with Bonifacio. They got the switch. Mismatch in the interior. Bonifacio turns around and scores.
Great play there for Pasay. Inigo did not have the correct angle for the pass, and it was a better angle for Hilario para sa pwesto ni Bonifacio for the 2 points.
This is a nice offensive start for Warren Bonifacio. Bahio handing it off. John Wilson back to JB. They swing it over. Ayay for 3. Short. No rebound for John. And here's Jasper Salenga, who exploded in game 1. There's one guy wide open in Axel Inigo. Unable to locate him. Salenga up top to Paul Manalang. 6 on the shot clock. Manalang, tough shot, no good. And there's a push by Paul.
A poor sequence there for the Pasay Voyagers. There was an early skip pass para kay Inigo that was available, but they saw Bitoon in the mismatch, and what they felt was a good, advantageous matchup para kay Salenga. Bitoon stood his ground, and that forced them to a late shot clock situation with Manalang forcing the shot.
Both teams are in the penalty already. That's why it's John Wilson at the line, the guy that you talked about with me in the prior game. He's now 25 points away from 2,000 in total in his MPBL career.
Ibang klase din, John Wilson.
What a pace. This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. This is a guy who even missed out in Season 4.
Oo, wala pa yan Season 4. Season 1 and Season 4, wala siya. At Season 2, Season 3, incredible rate scoring that basketball. 62 games.
Yeah.
It took him to reach 1,000.
How about Brian Hilario with a beautiful drive and the layup? Pasay keeping at it, up by 2. Another 90 seconds before the end of 1. This is John Wilson on to Vince Magbuhos. Great decision by Vince.
Vince Magbuhos went up strong. Usually pops out to take 3-pointers, but here he is diving into the basket after this nice play with John Wilson.
This assist is brought to you by the MPBL Party List, ang Kaliga ng Mamamayang Pilipino. Talk about another guy who can do it all for Nueva Ecija in Vince Magbuhos.
Usually does not operate dun sa ilalim. Ito si Vince Magbuhos.
But he can.
Yeah, and ginagamit siya usually more as a floor spacer. Big rebound para kay Warren Bonifacio. Importante yung rebound na yan sa free throw.
Oh yeah, we learned that in the previous game. Pampanga, by the way, if you missed it, have advanced to round number 2 after defeating the Abra Weavers. It's a miss by Hilario. Oh, what a snatch by Paul Manalang.
Just yanking that ball away from John Wilson. Paul Manalang making amends for his poor shot earlier.
15-13. Magbuhos, a 3-pointer. Off to the left, rebound Salenga.
And so far so good para sa Pasay Voyagers dito. And they were able to survive the initial wave from the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards at home.
It's Axel Inigo shooting and scoring.
Well, Inigo wasn't able to hoist the 3 in the second half of Game 1. But he gets his first 3-pointer to drop here in Game 2.
He is the top volume 3-point shooter of Pasay all season long at 38%. That's in the top 10 of the league. A miss by Wilson, and Axel will slow things down for this last possession.
Well, after giving up 28 points in the first quarter of Game 1, Pasay holding Nueva Ecija to just 13.
Inigo shooting again, back-to-back. Axel Inigo extending the lead to 8, and no answer from the Nueva Ecijanos.
A much better start para dito sa Pasay Voyagers. Inigo heating up just as we close the first quarter. Robbie Celis pinangunahan ng fast break na yan para kay Will Macaloni. Took a while para dito sa Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards to find their groove. But ang sagot naman ng Pasay Voyagers ay napakaganda. This 3-pointer from Lawrence Victoria, setting off a barrage of good plays, including this one, the fast break, na napakaganda na tapos ni Warren Bonifacio.
It's starters and bench players contributing to the cause of the Pasay Voyagers, which was actually a usual problem for them all season long. 21-13, can they hold on?
Back at the Nueva Ecija Coliseum, I talked to Coach Marlon Martin about his learnings from their last game. He said the formula is always simple. It's just hard to execute. We have to be very patient. Actually appreciated what Abra did against Pampanga. I said you have at least 7 to 8 strong players against the deep bench of Nueva Ecija. An obvious problem. He said, well, I always compete but never compare. I maximize what's given. Today, everybody is required to contribute because this is about us and no one else. So far, it's been a collective effort. Proud of their progress every season, slowly making noise, hoping for an upset today because sooner we will be better or even the best versions of ourselves, he said. Makes sense, Adelph.
You know what? Mika Abisamis quoted a lot of great things from Coach Marlon Martin. But Sedel, the line, I always compete but never compare. That is gold.
Oo. Tama yun. As in life.
Yeah.
Dapat sa buhay ganun tayo.
That is deep.
Oh, you know what? Coach Marlon, okay. We did that playoff review, by the way. Nung, before the playoff started, we had that shoot and oh boy. akala ko, this was going to be a 5 to 7 minute interview, okay? 10 minutes max, okay? Bro,
How long did it take?
21 minutes.
Wow!
It was a podcast.
Yeah, he was that quotable. As JB Bahia was able to get the steal and the layup.
Dalawa sila ni Warren Bonifacio.
Mahaba rin.
Oo. Ang kay Warren Bonifacio, the quote that stood out to me was, labanan na to ng pangarap eh.
Ooh.
Malalim din. Malalim din. Ay, alam mo, after ng game, okay, after ng practice nitong Pasay Voyagers, nagsasalita bawat isa. They have to share. It's a requirement to share their learnings.
Okay.
From every game, from every practice session. So, even Coach Marlon gets surprised by his players.
Okay. Well, I mean, it has been reflected with their performances in the past couple of years. And one can really feel the bond with these Voyagers. So, you know, the other coaches out there might actually want to replicate that in their own locker rooms.
Alam mo sabi niya, alam mo sino siya nabigla dito sa mga players niya with regards to speaking and, you know, getting philosophical on things. This guy right here.
Brian Hilario?
No, Jasper Salenga.
Jasper Salenga.
You have a leader there. You have a leader in Jasper Salenga.
And that's good because he's now taking on a much bigger role. Ever since the departure of Patrick Sleet, actually.
Oo.
He's been that guy up next for them.
Pero nakakamiss si Patrick Sleet para
Oo.
din sa Pasay.
Oh, he exited averaging 15 points per game. As there is a loose ball foul. Pasay, though, is on a roll, up by 10 now.
Oo. Nag-podcast din kasi tayo eh.
But we did learn some things about Pasay.
Yeah, and yun nga yung sinasabi ni Coach Marlon, no. You know, I play with the cards I'm dealt with.
Yeah.
That's
You know, if you look at the roster of Pasay at the start of the season, some people might argue that they might not even make the playoffs.
Tama.
In terms of depth.
tama.
Diba? Sa lalim ba naman ng MPBL this season? And they had such a nice start. They defeated Quezon as well.
Yeah,
First one to do so.
went double overtime with I think Negros. They lost that one. Pero nonetheless, a great season so far para sa Pasay.
This timeout is brought to you by the MPBL Party List ng Kaliga ng Mamamayang Pilipino. So here's the before mentioned, apparently a nice speaker to the Pasay Voyagers in
Yes.
Jasper Salenga, a future leader as well.
Yes. So, terrific game one para kay Jasper Salenga, but I think he got a bit frustrated in that game. May mga stupid fouls siya na nag-give up. And even was in danger of getting thrown out of that game kasi may unsportsmanlike foul siya. Posible that could have been upgraded into a second unsportsmanlike foul.
Which could have meant that he wouldn't have been able to play
Tama.
in this game. Here's actually Nigo, unable to score. Tough rebounding sequence as Ayay went down. That's going to be on Pasay.
Miles Cañal. Medyo mahirap din ang trabaho ni Miles Cañal because he comes in replacing Warren Bonifacio. He's the backup center. And you know, Warren plays around 30 minutes per
Yeah, he's
ball
the
game.
most used in the MPBL.
Oo. So ito si Miles, he has probably around 8 to 10 minutes to make an impact in the ball game.
Although it's good to have him back. I remember the last time I saw him before the season was with Mindoro.
Yeah, medyo matagal.
This is Chris Piton with his new hairdo delivering from downtown.
It's a much needed three-pointer para dito sa Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. They've been struggling to put points on the board in this ball game.
And that was their second three out of 6 tries. Salenga, no good after his spin. Axel all day. Short. How about the impact by Miles Cañal?
Well, not afraid to mix it up underneath. Ito si Miles Cañal.
His 3-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Chris Piton. By the way, we can't forget the fact that he was one of the stars of Manila pre-pandemic, making 2 MPBL team selections.
Oh, si Aris Junicio yung body niya doon.
Oo, that was the dynamic duo.
And Chris Biton though, medyo reduced na rin yung role niya dito sa Nueva Ecija.
It's been the case since season 4. Here he is.
But he has to go hands down. Best hair in the MPBL.
Yeah. Biton pulling up. No good. It's quite weird to see him though with straight hair.
And the mullet as well.
Yeah. It's Bonifacio. Jumper. What a start for Warren. He has already outscored his own self in game 1. Nice seal by Macaloni.
Well, Macaloni doing some early work. You know, binigyan ng konting bangga si Warren Bonifacio pababa. And, you know, smartly getting into position early.
Here's Warren, able to find an opening and a nice feed to Brian Hilario.
But what about the touch of Brian Hilario in and around the basket?
Hilario already has 8 points in this game. John Wilson from downtown.
Wala kang magagawa doon. He was well defended by Warren Bonifacio. Had Bonifacio all over him.
Talk about a guy who has accepted his new role in the MPBL. 3-and-D in John Wilson. Bonifacio handing it off to Paul Manalang. 7 on the shot clock. Hilario. Will he shoot this? Defended tightly. 1 second. It is going to be a turnover.
Now Macaloni slowly but surely imposing his physicality on Warren Bonifacio.
This play of the game is brought to you by Suzuki. As you mentioned, a nice touch by Brian Hilario, an MVP himself twice in his collegiate days.
Ang sarap kakampi ni Brian Hilario. No? Pagpasa mo, alam mo,
ready to shoot yan eh.
Papasok lagi.
Inigo will sit down.
Alam mo yan yung mga pag naglalaro na feeling mo hindi mo kailangan bantayan. Kasi medyo, medyo, you know, nandun sa may pagka-chubby.
Yeah.
Yan, ganyan yung nangyayari. Susutan ka na susutan. Hindi lang konti, madami.
And that's what Robbie Celis does as well for Nueva Ecija.
4 na lang lamang dito.
Side of Stabby against another lefty in Bitoon. Ooh, that's a foul by Chris.
Huling-huli yung hawak na Chris Bitoon. Hirap ng ano eh. Ang hirap hindi ma-notice talaga ang buhok ni Chris Bitoon.
Yeah. Have to get used to it. Off of the sideline inbound. Here's Warren Bonifacio. Bounce pass to Jasper Salenga against Eman Calo. Cross-court feed. Tabi pulls up. Too strong. Rebound Macaloni.
Eman Calo in the ball game. He was terrific in game 1. 10 points off the bench. Quality minutes.
Nice sidestep by Macaloni. He tried to return the favor to Rob, but it's a miss by Celis. Tabi, no numbers on the other end. Over halfway done in the second quarter. Salenga. Screen by Warren. Salenga going left. Jasper leaning in. Ooh, a risky landing there. And he was able to convert.
And Jasper Salenga. Medyo, akala ko medyo matigas yung bitaw niya dun eh. Got the bounce after the shot off the board.
Macaloni spinning and missing.
A great defense galing kay Daniel Aguirre, forcing that miss on Macaloni. Usually very reliable with that spin move.
Here's Aguirre on the other end. Stopped by Celis. It's a long three, resulting onto a wedgie for Lawrence
A
Victoria.
playoff wedgie.
Yeah.
It's not just a wedgie, it's a playoff wedgie.
Is it the first in the postseason?
I think so. I think so.
That was from far off for Lawrence Victoria. Pag ganyan, jump ball, right?
Yeah. Tapos may music. Meow, 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 ganun.
Oh my goodness. I did not expect that from you in this game. And that's why we'll take a short break. Okay, I'm gonna point out something here for the home games results of the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. Isolate that Manila game. Yes, they won by 16. Everything else, it's been close.
Yeah, and but also you have to remember, everything else over 80 points. Kaya, you know, Pasay holding them to this output, you know, quite late into halfway through this second period is actually a good sign para dito sa Voyagers.
We saw Coach Don Dulay, a champion back in Season 3 with Davao Occidental. He's trying to bring the glory days back to Nueva Ecija. It's Eman Calo, misfiring, rebound Macaloni. Onto his cutter, Calo. Tough recovery there, Macaloni again.
Wow, Cebuano connection there. Macaloni and Eman Calo, both proud Cebuanos representing Nueva Ecija. Sila yung nagkaintindihan dun.
How about Will Macaloni now? 2 points and 2 rebounds away from a double-double. Yeah, 3 minutes to go in the first half. Victoria crosses against Robles. Tough turnaround. Short. Nice box by Lucas. Nueva Ecija down by 4.
A lot of people holding their breath on that shot of Lawrence Victoria.
There's a foul.
Clearly a foul on AJ Coronel.
Macaloni has barged his way through in this game for a lot of times. This assist of the game is brought to you by the MPBL Party List, ang Kaliga ng Mamamayang Pilipino. As you mentioned, the Cebuano connection. And Macaloni used to be an all-star starter for Cebu back in his day.
And he was fouled by AJ Coronel, who was also
Cebuano.
Oo, naglaro sa Cebu.
Naglaro sa Cebu.
Naglaro din siya sa Cebu. Ang, I saw this type of game from Will Macaloni, I remember, was the game against Pampanga here.
Okay.
Grabe yung trabaho niya in that first half of that game.
Yeah, I remember that.
And somehow, medyo neutralized siya in the second half. That's why they lost that game as well.
That was a tough loss for them. Their first in the season. That was the game when Allen Liwag was still the partner of Balti Baltazar.
Grabe, no?
Ganun sila kalalim. It's Bonifacio from downtown. No good. Rebound Macaloni. He can actually reach that double-double with this pace in the first half. Will ceiling. There you go. Oh, a nice recovery by Cyrus Tabi.
Ang ganda din ng help ni Lawrence Victoria kasi kailangan ni Will Macaloni iiwas ang bola kay Lawrence Victoria. Then that brought him back to his strong side. And Tabi able to time that block very well.
That's one of the things that he shared with his former teammate JC Marcelino. Cyrus Tabi reached the finals in Season 4 with Zamboanga. There's a miss by Nueva Ecija. Recovery for Pasay. Here's AJ Coronel.
Just a good solid backup ito si Tabi.
Ooh, a sorry miss for Warren Bonifacio. Celis, Robles, lefty layup.
You know, when Willie Robles elevates, hindi mo talaga alam kung saan siya magte-take off eh. At anong tapos na kamay? Kanan ba o kaliwa?
That's why, rightfully so, he's called the Longo Superman. We did see an answer from Warren Bonifacio, who's now in double figures with great shooting percentage at 5 out of 9. That's above 50%. Macaloni, sorry miss. Boy, it's been a ton of sorry misses in this game.
And Macaloni is tired.
It's Victoria feeding to Reverente. Out of bounds in favor of the white shirts. Are we going to see a challenge? Eman Calo wants it. Don Dulay serving. Now he agrees.
And they will challenge this.
I love the look that he gave to his players and coaches. Democracy prevailing for Nueva Ecija.
Ganyan talaga.
Oh,
Pagpamilya.
and by the way, as much as we praised Coach Marlon Martin, you know, with Mika's report a while ago, this man has gained so much respect in the MPBL with his success and with his coaching style.
Oo. Champion yan season 3. Ito si Coach Don Dulay.
This challenge, by the way, is brought to you by the MPBL Party List, ang Kaliga ng Mamamayang Pilipino.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. Ball possession goes to
There
Nueva
you go.
Ecija.
Democracy prevailing for Coach Don Dulay. It was apparently off of a certain Voyager.
And it's Don Reverente.
Nadulas lang.
Nadulas ang bola sa kanya. And well, from that angle, referee Mike Kinay thought it was Eman Calo last touch. Kasi nga nakalabas yung kamay niya.
That's why Eman Calo had to react emphatically for that challenge. Robles, Bahio, short stab, in and out. And here's Lawrence Victoria. Defended by JV Bahio. Up top, Bonifacio. Back to Lawrence. That's a mismatch after all. Can Lawrence capitalize? It's Juan Bonifacio to Axel Inigo. 8 on the shot clock. Inigo blocked by Celis. And Robbie is fouled. Are we going to see another challenge?
It looks like it. It felt like the referee expected a foul. Pero Inigo felt that they should review it. Yes, they will.
Coach Marlon was quick to ask for that challenge.
Got a lot of indecision between Bonifacio and Victoria. Not
Yeah.
a good sign on that sequence para dito sa Pasay Voyagers. Parang, ano ba, ikaw o ako?
So, here we have our second challenge for this game, brought to you by the MPBL Party List, ang Kaliga ng Mamamayang Pilipino.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. There is no foul. Ball possession stays.
That's the second successful challenge. It just neutralizes the foul, but possession will still remain with Robbie Celis and company. Eman Calo will inbound. Axel Inigo still cannot believe that they don't have possession.
Well, they were claiming it should be jump ball.
But it will remain with Nueva Ecija.
Oo.
All right, we proceed. 43 seconds remaining. Rice Vanguards down by 3. Inigo went down, no call. It's Bahio, given a lot of space by Bonifacio. They got the switch. Lucas dancing with Warren. Culyar gives it up to Eman Calo. 10 seconds. Calo shooting and missing.
Not the same impact for Eman Calo here in the first half.
An immediate apology from Eman. Back with Axel Inigo. 5-second differential. Inigo. Off of the switch. 9 on the shot clock. Axel could not lose Celis. They find Bonifacio. No good on his 3. Rebound Bahio. And there's a loose ball foul.
Another foul on AJ Coronel. That may be number 3 para kay AJ.
So he is the first guy for Pasay to reach 3 fouls. And in this game, overall. But we do have a couple with 2 fouls for Pasay. Inigo, Reverente, and Cañal.
Yeah, and you know, Coronel, he is their most versatile defender. And that's gonna affect them, particularly in that you know, yung depth nila dun sa 3 and 4 na posisyon, because Reverente usually pwede nilang gamitin si Coronel dyan sa posisyon ni Reverente.
6 seconds. Magbuhos. Kick out. Robles for 3. No good. And that's going to do it for our first half here in Palayan City. It is a 1-possession game between Nueva Ecija and Pasay.
Pasay Voyagers doing a terrific job defensively on the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards, and on the other side, ganda naman ang pinapakita ni Warren Bonifacio.
This halftime score is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX.
Back at the Nueva Ecija Coliseum for your Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League playoffs. My name is Mika Abesamis, and right now I am joined by Miss Edith Joy Heraldoy, the Assistant PT of the Pasay Voyagers. Magandang gabi, Madam. Siyempre, pag playoffs na, dagdagang trabaho, no? Dagdagang mga ginagawa ng mga players. Kumusta naman po yung conditioning nila, yung health nila, lalo na si Warren Bonifacio na naglalaro halos buong game, ma'am?
Unang-una sa lahat, maraming salamat sa Nueva Ecijano sa pag-invite sa amin and pagkakaroon ng warm welcome dito sa Nueva Ecija. And of course, para sa mga players po namin, hindi namin kinakalimutan pa rin na step up kung ano pwede namin gawin. Kung dati, we're doing it for the regular season na weights and of course, body conditioning. Pero ngayon, iniingatan namin sila. Sinasabi namin na as much as possible, stay at home, complete yung kanilang water and of course yung mga hydrations nila. And of course, kailangan magpalakas sila. Doble lang sila ingat sa, especially kung gumagala, syempre hindi naman natin maiiwasan. And of course, collaboration pa rin sa mga team owners, sa mga coaching staffs, kung ano pa ang pwede namin gawin.
At nakikita naman talaga namin, ma'am, yung pagkakondisyon nila dito sa larong ito. Ma'am, meron po ba kayong mga gustong batiin at pasalamatan?
Unang-unang po sa lahat, pinapasalamatan ko namin si Boss Egay and Mayor Emmy Calixto Rubiano, Expedia Management Investment, My Pet Space Pet Hotel, NCR Dental Clinic, LCR Water, Stella Athletics, and of course, ang lahat namin boys na naandito ngayon, si Boss Mickey, si Boss Raul, si Boss, si Ma'am Leanne especially po, and
Lagi mong sinisiguradong patas. Lagi mong inuuna kung anong dapat. Hindi mo kayang malunok ang katotohanang marami pa rin tayong kababayang gutom at walang tahanan. Kaya hindi ka tumigil sa paglaban. Harapin ang kahirapan. Tulungan ang nangangailangan. Basagin ang korupsyon na kanilang nakasanayan. Sa loob at labas, man ng Pinas, bakas na bakas ang iyong tapang puksain ang mga problema ng bansa. Gamit ang lakas, gamit ang isip, gamit ang puso. Kung para sa mamamayang Pilipino, si MP, wala yang sinisino. Manny Pacquiao.
Our halftime score is 33-30 in favor of the road squad. The Pasay Voyagers against the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. They actually led by as many as 10 points. And for close to 15 minutes in this game. That's after only leading by 22 seconds in game number 1. What a turn of events for Coach Marlon Martin.
No, ang ganda ng response dito ng Pasay Voyagers facing adversity at the moment. Getting 10 more attempts in that first half. 4 more rebounds against the bigger Nueva Ecija team, and that advantage in assists. Siyam ang -9 sila, now +2 in that first half. And also, mas maraming turnovers itong Nueva Ecija, +4 Nueva Ecija in that department.
The bench scoring as well.
Yeah.
At 18-11 in favor of the Pasay Voyagers. That's after being outscored 38-21 in game 1.
Yeah, malaking bagay doon because Axel Inigo came off the bench and he hit 2 big 3-pointers to close out that first quarter. That was crucial. And it felt like in game 1, Axel was really struggling to find his shot in the first half. So much so that he did not take a shot anymore in the second half.
Speaking of struggling in game number 1, that was the case for Juan Bonifacio. Shot the ball close to 25%. But in this matchup, very efficient, or at least more efficient at 42%. On the other end, it's Will Macaloni with 9 points, followed by the Ilonggo Superman and Billy Robles with 6.
And more importantly, for Juan Bonifacio, 0 turnovers.
Yes. And
5 in game 1.
This is the beauty of a series. You get to bounce back after, a week?
Yeah.
Long adjustments that you did in your training sessions. Marami ring pag-review ng tape na naganap for sure.
Ito maganda dito, Ryan Costello has been inserted into the ball game, into this series.
Yes. We missed him for a long time because of that left wrist injury. He had an operation a couple of months ago.
Wow, 2 quick fouls on Macaloni.
That puts him up to, let's check that.
That's number 3. That's number 3 on. Yeah, immediately on attack mode ito si Bonifacio on Will Macaloni dun sa poste.
Forcing this quick substitution. Nobody else even had 2 fouls for Nueva Ecija.
Now, this could be big actually, and this could be a blessing in disguise as well para dito sa Nueva Ecija.
Axel Inigo onto the left, Salenga. 5 on the shot clock. Reverente hands it off. Inigo back to Don. The pull-up and the miss. Rebound, JB Bahio.
Good look there from Don Reverente.
Robbie Celis escaping and scoring. And this is what usually happens when Will Macaloni is either absent or on the bench.
Just 4 points so far para kay Robbie Celis.
Brian Costello, welcome back.
Two quick transition baskets para dito sa Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards, and they have regained the lead in this ball game. And sabi nga natin, could be a blessing in disguise itong pagkawala ni Will Macaloni due to early foul trouble.
Can Pasay respond? Bonifacio unhappy with what happened off the ball, and now there's a push as Leverente went onto the ground.
I tell you, the physicality in the MPBL playoffs, next level.
Yes, especially in the second half, as this fast break of the game is brought to you by Sports Max, powered by PlayMax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max. Make it 2 on the next finish by Ryan Costello, who, by the way, last year was one of the 10 best players of the MPBL. He was in the second team as the star of Pasig City.
Yeah. Umabot din. First round pala. First round exit para dito sa Pasig. They went do or die with Caloocan that time.
It's a miss for Ryan Costello, and here's the counter. Side of Stabby. Going to Salenga. Nice escape by Jasper. Sorry miss. A push by Brian Hilario.
That call has been made in the playoffs. All the time.
He said 9 out of 10 times. I argue 99 out of 100
Well,
times.
there have been some, lalo na pag medyo may konting exaggeration.
Yeah. Well, Robbie Celis, if he did sell it, then he sold it well.
Yes.
Can they increase their lead? John Wilson against Salenga. Wilson, tough shot.
Got bumped by Hilario, but the composure and the poise of John Wilson putting that one in off the glass. 6-0 run to start the second half para dito sa Nueva Ecija.
Inigo. High-low. Hilario working with Bonifacio. Back to Brian. A three-pointer. No good. Rebound Warren. Bonifacio pounding his way through. Tough reverse. No good.
Robbie Celis' defense there on Warren Bonifacio.
Celis feeds. Bahio will finish.
And Coach Marlon Martin letting his troops play here. Trusting them. 8-0 run for Nueva Ecija.
You know, there really is something about this place that makes the Rice Vanguards play so well in the third quarter. It's been happening since season 4.
Oo. Biglang bumubulusok pag third quarter.
This play of the game is brought to you by Suzuki. Robbie Celis, there you saw him. Just survey quickly. And the feed onto JB Bahio. Bahio last year played for Pampanga as one of the rivals of the Rice Vanguards. As you mentioned, an 8-0 scoring run for the home squad. They would want to set up a date with Pampanga in round number 2. Culyar at the corner, no good. Nice rebound by the all-time leading scorer of the MPBL.
John Wilson, nobody boxing out. That's the problem with the zone. No, medyo, you get lulled into some mistakes. Hindi mo ma-trace yung tao because you're looking at the ball. Everyone ball watching here.
This rebound of the game is brought to you by the MPBL Party List, ang kaliga ng mamamayang Pilipino. Wilson has 8 in this game. And again, he's closing into 2,000. It might not happen tonight, but it will happen soon for Mr. John Wilson. We have a timeout.
Back at the Nueva Ecija Coliseum, in the words of Coach Don Dulay, Pasay is a threat. They are a very good transition team when they push the tempo, so we gotta be careful. Now, on the question of what he thinks about having stronger contenders at the top this season, talking about San Juan and Pampanga, he said, well, we know what's at stake and we feel we match up good with any of them. You'll see, Mig Sidel.
Oh, I love that. I love the confidence from Coach Don Dulay. Well,
Ano sabi niya? We'll see.
Yeah,
Ganon
we'll
din yung
see.
sinabi sa akin eh. Nung sa interview, sabi niya, sinong team mo sa ano? Who are you picking in the North?
yeah. Sabi niya, we'll see.
0 for 6 ang Pasay na quarter, 5 of 7 ang Nueva Ecija. Hindi, tinanong niya ako.
Oh, ikaw
Put
tinanong niya.
Puts me on the spot.
Okay.
Who do you think is your pick in the North?
Oh, that's a good
Sabi ko, parang ang tagal kong sinagot. Parang sabi niya sa akin, no, don't worry. I know you're not picking us. Sabi niya sa akin.
Ooh.
But you'll see. Sabi niya sa akin.
Yeah.
You'll see.
Oh, this I would like to remind everybody of. Pampanga with Balti has only lost 3 times. Hindi kasama yung Rizal eh. Wala siya nun. So they've only lost to San Juan with Balti, to Batangas, and to Makati. Coach Don Dulay actually has defeated Balti already in the MPBL, and they would want to repeat that in round number 2. But now,
If they advance.
yes, if they advance. But now they're representing Nueva Ecija. And that's going to be one heck of a series. Talk about a rivalry in the MPBL. Bonifacio converts from the line. He's up to 11 points with his 8 rebounds. They trim the lead down to 5. There you see the game 1 numbers of Juan Bonifacio. The 15 rebounds of his were actually his season high.
No, Warren Bonifacio, speaking to him during that, and Coach Marlon during that an interview, sabi niya, always Warren Bonifacio really gets Coach Marlon excited just because of the possibilities na pwedeng madala ng presence ni Warren Bonifacio sa team niya. But that time, nalusutan sila ni Robbie Celis.
Celis again continuing with his prowess during the stay on the bench of Will Macaloni because of 3 fouls. The lead is 8. This is actually the biggest lead of Nueva Ecija, and now there is a double foul. Getting more physical as we expected. May gustong batiin si Cedel Tupas.
Oh, Alvin Alday and EJ Alday in Sydney watching right now.
What a vacation for Alvin Alday. Congratulations on your season though, Alvin.
I think number 4 leading scorer in the league.
Yes. Wow, nice memory, Cedel.
Sa kaibigan ko, hindi ko nakakalimutan. Mukhang hindi na kami mag-aabot ni Alwin Mga babiyahe na to, iikot na to ng Australia bukas eh.
Habol ka ba doon?
Oo.
Enjoy your
pahinga
trip.
muna tayo. Masyado mainit ang playoffs eh.
I hope everybody's enjoying the action. This is game number 2 between Nueva Ecija and Pasay. The winner of this series will take on Pampanga. And if you missed the prior game before this one, better watch the replay. It was such a nice finish between the Lanterns and the Weavers. A miss by Costello. Put back John Wilson.
Sariling sikap, sariling kayod para kay John Wilson. That's a couple of offensive rebounds here in the third period. Extra possessions keeping Nueva Ecija on top.
That's 10 points already in this game for John. Tabi fouled. A 4-point play opportunity.
That's their first field goal here in the third. It has taken them almost 5 minutes.
This 3-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. A poor closeout by Ryan Costello, who actually got hit on his face.
Tried to avoid Tabi pero masyado na siya malapit dun.
Tabi to try to convert as Reverente has returned. Cyrus, no good. And here's Lucas Collar asking for Robbie Celis. Rob said, si JB nang bahala. There's the 2-man game. Collar demolishing his opponent, and that's a charge.
And Manalang absorbing the contact.
I wonder what Philip has to say about that. The former teammate of Lucas in UE, ang kuya ni Paul Manalang, who by the way, will play again on Monday.
Connect lang yan.
Kaya nga eh.
Mga magkakapatid na buhay pa sa playoffs.
Yes.
Achi and Axel Inigo. And Paul and Philip Manalang.
Peter Manalang.
Yes.
With Caloocan, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Reverente. That's a big time shot.
2 3-pointers para dito sa Pasay Voyagers in succession. They've pulled within 4.
That's 3-pointer number 5 for the Voyagers. Only 2 for Nueva Ecija. Hand off, John Wilson. He's feeling it. Wilson, no good. Offensive rebound again. Kick out to Celis. Great feet work. Back to John, who's fouled.
It felt like nabitawan ng bola ni John Wilson, but that is going to go against Manalang.
The whole Pasay team cannot believe it. And we did see successful challenges, right? In the first half. Mukhang wala ngayon mula kay Coach Marlon. Can you imagine if John would actually reach 2,000 tonight? It would be a statement performance.
Ibang klase yun.
But again, he would need to reach 26 points in this game in order to do so.
And so far, ilan na si John Wilson? 11 na.
11.
Pretty much doable.
Yeah. John Wilson, a 92% free throw shooter, converting.
Taas na.
Yeah. And he's just one of the few who have been shooting so well from the line for Nueva Ecija. Here's Reverente. It's a steal by Ryan Costello. Bounce pass, John Wilson. He wants the record. It's a miss on his gimme. Counter with Bonifacio. Warren turning around and feeding to Paul Manalang.
Yeah, look at the way Robbie Celis was able to contain Bonifacio, but at block. Ito si Manalang.
Tabi, put back.
Nakahiga na si Cyrus Tabi dun ah.
He's that good. By the way, Robbie Celis just got his second block. Although it has felt like he's had more.
Yeah, but again, you know, using that wide body to deny to si Warren Bonifacio an easy lane.
Victoria, 1-on-1, the feed onto his trailer. Bonifacio on the ground. And here comes Ryan Costello.
Too fancy.
Cross court, Wilson. No good. That's way off. Back and forth. Reverente for 2. Ooh.
Oh my.
He landed.
Holding on to his knee.
This is very concerning. Because Reverente has been a man of steel in the MPBL.
There was a lot of contact there as well.
We need to see the landing. Here's the layup.
Oh, natamaan ni MJ Ayaay dun sa landing. Yung kaliwang tuhod ni Reverente.
Can he move it? And this is going to be a big loss for Pasay.
Just when Don Reverente was getting into his rhythm as well.
We raved about the usage of Warren Bonifacio. Reverente plays 25 minutes per game. That is vital in the rotation of Coach Marlon Martin. Parang hindi pa niya na-fold, no? Hindi niya pa na-extend.
Yeah. Reverente continues to be on the ground here. And, you know, kilala natin si Don Reverente. It's not... He shakes off injuries like it's nothing.
He's a part of the Navy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, talk about conditioning. Talk about being in good shape. And there you go. He's able to walk it off.
And that was dangerous though, yung challenge na yun. Dalawang player pwedeng masaktan dun eh.
But then again, it's the playoffs.
Unfortunately here for Pasay, because Reverente went down and got hurt, and they had to give up the foul.
Already in the penalty.
At nasa penalty na sila.
So it's gimmies for JB Bahio. The first trip at the line for JB.
Now, Nueva Ecija has been in the penalty for quite some time now. Hindi masyado na-capitalize itong Pasay Voyagers.
That's the 5th make from the stripe for these Rice Vanguards. And there's the numbers of JB Bahio in game 1, 11 and 5. 5 out of 6. Very efficient shooting. He almost snatched the ball back. And here come the Voyagers. Paul Manalang going to Bonifacio. Back to Paul, down by 3 to trim the lead. No good.
Way off on that shot. Paul Manalang got free by that handoff from Bonifacio. Sayang yun.
Here's Robbie Celis onto Chris Biton. They swing it over. Ed Dakiwag. Yes, sir.
Ed Dakiwag reminding everyone that he is a scorer. That's his first basket of the game.
Yeah, and for majority of the season, he was in the top 10 in three-point shooting percentage among volume shooters. It's Reverente misfiring. Robbie Celis stopping and giving it up to Biton. Bonifacio is not looking so good. Numbers for Nueva Ecija. Biton. Ooh, that's a turnover.
And a poor decision there from Chris Biton to give up that basketball, and pwede na kasing itira yun eh. Because wala ngang help on si Warren Bonifacio was not there.
That was turnover number 11.
Even Boss Bonqueva said, tira mo na.
Yeah. Here's Bonifacio. No good on his mid-range jumper. Horns for Chris. Biton working with Celis. Screened by JB. Robbie. Oh, he wants the ISO. Robbie Celis will dance. Celis, feet work. JB, short. Back with Pasay. Bonifacio struggling a bit as he had to trail the play. It's been a long night already for Warren Bonifacio, having played 26 minutes.
And that will mean 2 free throws para kay Warren Bonifacio.
Let's do the math. 26. We have 1 more in this quarter and 10 more in the 4th. He could end up playing 37.
Only 3 minutes. And mukhang si Miles Ganya papasok para sa kanya.
Okay.
Para makapagpahinga naman siya.
That would be a good sign. Couple of subs as well for Nueva Ecija. Robbie Celis taking a breather. Again, Macaloni has had to spend the 3rd quarter on the bench because of foul trouble. Bonifacio unable to convert on his first free throw. He's 1 out of 3 so far. The second one is still no good for Warren. He does have a double-double of 11 points and 10 rebounds.
No, he needs a break though. Ito si Warren Bonifacio.
Can only happen with a stoppage. Magbuhos for 3. No good. Rebound Dakiwag. On to CB all day. Short. Great effort by Bahio. And there you go. 2 points.
Hindi na binabaw ang bola ni JB Bahio.
The Cuevas family very happy about it.
Yeah, he was within range already. And now Nueva Ecija asserting their superiority on the glass.
It's Paul Manalang attacking. No good on his high looper. 35 seconds to go in the 3rd. A 13-second differential. Biton. On to Magbuhos. Hand off to Dakiwag. 10 on the shot clock. Ed is going to work with JB. They swing it over. Vince almost traveled. 5 seconds. A steal for Reverente. And there is a foul called on Vince Magbuhos.
And it's an offensive foul.
So, no free throws.
Yeah.
It will be a sideline inbound as Axel Inigo returns.
Nueva Ecija turning things around dito sa ating third quarter. 22-11. They outscored the Voyagers.
It's a far cry from what happened in game number 1 when they were in full control after scoring 28 in the opening frame.
They played catch-up for most of this ball game. Oh,
almost a steal, and it's a foul forced off of Axel Inigo. Could that have been an unspo as well?
I think it's an offensive foul.
Okay.
Oh,
no, yeah.
I thought that was an offensive foul.
Free throws for CB.
Because if that was it would have been the same case as Don Reverente. In fact,
that's what Axel is trying to
may
argue.
hawak na nga ng bola si Don Reverente kanina nung pumito.
Bito, nevertheless, has converted on his first free throw.
I think yan ang sinasabi ni Axel dito.
Here's the other 92% free throw shooter of Nueva Ecija.
May laban ang buhok ni Chris Bitoon sa mga courtside reporter natin. May laban, ha?
It's not permanent though.
Oo,
He said it's only until next week.
Nakita nga ni Mika Abisami, sabi niya mukhang may laban.
5 seconds. Hand off to Lawrence Victoria. Lawrence crosses, down the middle he goes. A lot of contact there off the ball between Ayay and Hilario.
Oo, mukhang matatawagan si Ayay doon. Hilario had a great first half.
Yeah, he's been quiet since. Brian played 7 minutes in the first 2 quarters, only missed 1 shot.
And you know the good news for Nueva Ecija is that they will go into the 4th quarter with Will Macaloni, their main offensive weapon, fresh and well rested.
Only 14 minutes of play in this game for Macaloni so far.
Those 2 quick fouls in the 3rd quarter paved the way for him to go back to the bench early.
And again, it was a blessing in disguise for Nueva Ecija. Off of the conversion, it's a full court inbound with only half a second remaining. Magbuhos turning around, shooting, and he almost made it. How about that quick shot from the former Adamsonian? And so it is an 8-point advantage for John Wilson and company after 3.
John Wilson coming alive here in the 3rd quarter. Couple of offensive rebounds, really pumping him up. Biglang ginanahan ito si John Wilson sa ating laro after picking up those offensive rebounds and scoring underneath.
So it's 3 out of the 4 total rebounds for John Wilson coming from the offensive end. These highlights of the game are brought to you by Ciplus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration. So that will be breaking down the quarter scoring later on. But let me just say that that was the biggest separation that we saw in the 3rd quarter, even without Will Macaloni. So what more can the Rice Vanguards prove to us in the 4th quarter as they try to set up a date with the Pampanga Giant Lanterns in round number 2. Nagbabalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, as we come back to you live from the Nueva Ecija Coliseum in Palayan City, the home of the MPBL's 4th season champions. There you see the Cuevas family present at the sideline, supporting as per usual. They do have a nice home record of 4-1 in this season, and most games have been close, much to the delight of the crowd. And there you see our VIPs, Commissioner Kenneth Duremdes, Head of Security Rudy Distrito, and Head of Basketball Operations Emer Oreta. It's familiar foes for game number 2 of your MPBL Wednesday. This is Mix Gomez with Tadel Tupas and Mika Abisamis. 54-46, Tadel, our quarter scoring.
Well, no, first quarter, strong start for Pasay, cooled off in the second as Nueva Ecija also got into their game. Pero yung third quarter talaga, no, yung malaking bagay yun, no, maganda ang progression ng scoring Nueva Ecija, improving each quarter. And John Wilson providing the spark off the bench.
This is Vince Magbuhos, misfiring, great effort by MJ Ayay. Back to Vince, now to CB, given a lot of space. That's off to the right, rebound Zalenga.
Nueva Ecija falling in love with the three there. A couple of three-pointers not going their way. Now, I was about to mention Will Macaloni not starting the fourth, but here he comes. Papasok na siya dito.
Upon his return, he has to be careful though, as he does have 3 fouls. There's a foul on Vince, and he will be replaced by the top scorer of Nueva Ecija all season long, the All-Star Game MVP.
Oo, ganda din naman ang pinakita ni JB Bahio nung wala si Will Macaloni, and of course Robbie Celis.
Yeah, JB's had some nice games all season long for Nueva Ecija. Bonifacio fouled.
Smart play there from Juan and Bonifacio.
Again, it's an instinct nowadays. When you get fouled, you put the ball up.
A good extra pass there galing kay Lawrence Victoria. Everyone collapsing in the paint. Hinahanap ko si Juan and Bonifacio.
Bonifacio with a double-double of 11 and 10. Much needed scoring production from him because the before-mentioned Lawrence Victoria only has 3 points. That's after scoring a season high of 24 in Game 1.
Well, Nueva Ecija has paid close attention to Lawrence Victoria except for that three-pointer ng first half. No, wala na siya masyadong production dito. But again, he does not need a lot of time to heat up. No, alam natin, he can put points on the board quickly.
And he's been Mr. Clutch before for Pasay. Bitoon challenged, and here come the Voyagers. Nice passing. Salenga with a sorry miss.
I think the ball slipped out of Salenga's hands there. Bitoon had the shot again, no, and he passed it up.
It's Bahio escaping and scoring.
Good steady performance galing kay JB Bahio. 9 points to go with 6 rebounds in this ball game.
That increases the lead back up to 8 points. The biggest was at 10. Bonifacio on the Victoria. And you did see the denial by MJ Ayay. Okay, we have a special interview courtesy of Mika Abisamis with one of the players of Nueva Ecija.
Maraming salamat. Kasama ko ngayon ng isa sa Rice Vanguards. Walang iba kundi si Kenneth Mocon. Ang ganda ng balik nyo dito sa game na to. Ano? Mukhang matindi at maganda ang paghahanda para sa playoffs, Kenneth.
Actually, especially this week since game 2 na to going sa sa susunod na pupuntahan. Maganda talaga yung linggo namin ngayon dahil sobrang intense yung training namin. Lahat ng mga mali kinokorek kasi hindi na pwedeng basta-basta ngayon dahil nga playoffs na.
Napakaganda, Kenneth. Alam mo, napakadaming supporters ng Nueva Ecija ever since at nakita mo naman napakadaming tao dito ngayong gabi. Anong gusto mo sabihin sa kanilang lahat?
Sa lahat po ng sumusuporta sa amin, maraming salamat po. Especially ngayon, punong-puno po yung yung Coliseum namin. Sana po patuloy niyo po kaming suportahan. Kayo po nagiging lakas namin para mas pagigihan po ang mga laro namin.
Maraming salamat once again, Kenneth Mocon. Balik sa inyo.
Hold up. Did you notice? He was a nice interview.
Yeah?
Parang sanay siya magsalita in front of the camera.
Yeah, Kenneth Mocon. Oo.
I don't know what that would mean in the long run for Kenneth Mocon.
Well, could be a coach, huh?
Yeah?
Future coach. But as that happened,
yeah,
there was a development on the court. Will Macaloni with 4 fouls.
So, Coach Don Dulay will trust him on the floor. Oh, this would be really risky. You think about it. Because it's only a 6-point game. Sideline for Lucas Collar. Ryan Costello. Ed Dakiwag on to Will. Macanoni going baseline. He lost the ball.
Yeah, and I think you can attribute that as well to, the long, long break on the bench na medyo, naghahanap pa siya ulit ng timing niya.
Robbie Celis has returned, replacing Bahio.
Siya na ngayon ang naka-assign dito kay Warren Bonifacio.
That was his assignment in game number 1.
Punta ulit sila kay Warren.
Bonifacio backing down. Warren unable to score. No putback for Don Reverente. Here's Axel Inigo. Bounce pass, Reverente. Staying patient. 5 on the shot clock. Inigo, catch and shoot. That's a big one.
Wow, what a shot galing kay Axel Inigo. And you see the footwork there, paatras, and was able to set and stabilize himself before taking that shot. Good three-pointer, timely basket para dito kay Axel.
He's now 3 out of 7 from downtown in this game. Robbie Celis tried to answer back. He was fouled.
Sayang yun, huh? Well, could have been a three-point play opportunity, but grabe. How he was able to steady himself, the catch and shoot. He was moving as he caught that basketball.
Can he do more? As they're still down by now 4 points. Robbie Celis converting. He has 7 with 10 boards. And as great as Robbie Celis has been all season long, as his free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. His very young son in Rob Daniel, yung mas bata kay Rob Rainier, had a reminder to him before this game. Sabi niya, Daddy, parang napansin ko hindi ka pa nagbe-best player sa Nueva Ecija kapag doon nagaganap yung game. He's usually the harshest critic of his father.
Grabe naman yun.
I mean, it's love.
Oh,
It's their love in their household. But let's see if he will actually respond to it. Hindi naman hinahanap ni Robbie ang individual success, but it could be a good bonus.
Yeah.
It's Inigo misfiring. Rebound Nueva Ecija. And here's Ed Dakiwag. Costello finding Collar. Step back 3 for Lucas. Short.
You had to look at the line para kay Lucas Collar.
So ngayon, naninigurado na siya na 3 points na tinitira niya. Back to Axel. Now it's AJ Coronel. He was the one in foul trouble in the third. Bonifacio, no good.
And that was a great look para dito kay Warren Bonifacio. Just unable to hit that time.
58-53. Lucas Collar on the two-man game. They got the switch. Celis. Hand off to Ed Dakiwag. Rob asking for it. Against Brian Hilario. Celis turning around. Sorry, miss. That was a good move, though.
Oo, ganda ng ano doon. Medyo wala lang soft na roll dito ang ating ring. Medyo matigas.
Bonifacio carving his way through. No basket. And there's 6 minutes to go in game number 2. Pasay looking for an extension in this series.
Well, Nueva Ecija already in penalty with 5.5 minutes remaining.
And only 2 for the Voyagers. This is Collar attacking. Tough layup. Basket and one.
Again, Lucas Collar attacking the defense of Inigo. Nobody there to help. Para dito sa Pasay Voyagers, just going strong with his right. Pero yung kanyang panapos was the inside left. Contact and one para dito kay Lucas Collar.
Now 6 points with 4 assists after having 10 and 5 in game number 1. Conversion for Lucas or JC, however you may want to call him. 61-53. Side of Stabby. On to Axel Inigo. Ooh, it's a defensive foul. And Costello He's really pleading that he got hit on his face.
So sometimes, you know what? There are may mga tawag na medyo manipis. May mga tawag din na talagang hinahayaan ng physicality. And sometimes, hindi ko na alam kung ano yun.
Well, Inigo misfired on his first free throw. And he is one of the better free throw shooters of Pasay at 78%. So ano, ayan na lang natin ang basketball gods.
Let them decide.
Free throw story, there you have it. Now, the same number for Pasay and Nueva Ecija in terms of makes.
But 10 points na para kay Axel Inigo.
Same number in terms of attempts also, by the way. In terms of free throws. And now it's John Wilson continuing with his prowess.
I like that John Wilson is not settling for outside shots and just taking it strong to the cup. Either you get a layup or you get fouled. Ang ganda ng ginagawa ni John Wilson.
Yes, 14 in this game. Reverente answers back. But it cannot be a seesaw battle for Pasay. They're down by 7.
9 points now for Don Reverente.
Bonifacio and Victoria about to return. Wilson misfired. Macaloni back up there.
Well, John Wilson creating a situation para sa Nueva Ecija. He's been playing well, so he's attracting more defenders. And that time, Hilario and Coronel had to close out. That allowed Macaloni to get a free rebound for the putback.
And this is brought to you by the MPBL party list ng Kaliga ng Mamamayang Pilipino. Here's Macaloni on the bonus. He converts. Now a dozen points for Will Macaloni. It's still right by his average.
It's a good time for Nueva Ecija to take a 10-point lead.
Reverente looking for answers. Tough move. And it's a ward off. Macaloni very happy about it. And now we have a timeout for Coach Don Dulay, who just wants to secure things.
It's 5 fouls on Don Reverente. That's it for him.
Where will the answer come from for these Pasay Voyagers? 4 minutes and 11 to go. This timeout is brought to you by the MPBL party list ng Kaliga ng Mamamayang Pilipino. Presenting our Suzuki muscular and sporty fan of the game. Just like the Avenus, do more and achieve more with the muscular and sporty scooter from Suzuki. The Avenus, oras na para magmotor. Gotta love that kid from behind as well, being a part of the picture as we come back to you live from Nueva Ecija. It's a steal and a miss by AJ Coronel. Before the timeout, as Adel mentioned, Don Reverente fouled out. So now it's a smaller lineup for Pasay.
Kinabahan si Will Macaloni. You know the look on his face? Was that my fifth foul? Kasi medyo may konting tulak siya kay Victoria.
Yeah.
But again, wasted opportunity para sa Pasay Voyagers on that steal by Coronel.
Ooh! Now it's a foul by Pasay.
Well, both teams in penalty now. That advantage by Pasay was negated now because ang dami nga nilang give up ng foul. Kanina, maaga silang na penalty itong Nueva Ecija. Hindi nila na-capitalize yun.
Macaloni proceeding to the free throw line. First one is good. He is one of the better volume free throw shooters in the league at 75% in this game, right by his season average. Nueva Ecija has a chance to get their second biggest win at home this season. Their biggest was by 16 versus Manila. After that, it's 6 points or less.
Always a close one down the wire dito lagi.
Which Pasay, by the way, has been used to because 11 of their games this season were settled by 5 points or less. And 19 of their games settled by 10 points or less.
Ano na rin to mga matitibay na rin.
Yes.
Down the stretch. Now the run has to start now. If you're the Pasay Voyagers, season on the line. We'll see if they have one more run in them this season.
Yeah. And he has to come alive if he wants to be Mr. Clutch. As you mentioned, the time is now. Only 4 points, make it 5 so far in this game for Lawrence Victoria. Now they're putting in pressure on this full court man-to-man. As much as it is a 9-point cushion, this is not a safe lead. Especially with what has happened this season in the MPBL. A lot of strange things.
No, this is where the poise of Nueva Ecija gets tested.
Ryan Costello.
And you have to play not to lose.
Celis pushing over Inigo. They go to the corner. John Wilson, no good. And that's 5 on Will.
They want to challenge it. They want to challenge it.
Yeah, might as well if you're Coach Don Dulay.
I thought.
The reactions were emphatic, by the way.
Really tough call there. But it's been, we've seen that call, especially on the offensive rebound. On a rebound play, laging tinatawag ang tulak. But Bonifacio being smart, alam niyang may effort may diin ang box out ni Will Macaloni.
This coach's challenge, by the way, is brought to you by the MPBL party list ng Kaliga ng Mamamayang Pilipino. Let's see if this will actually save Will Macaloni in terms of his lifespan in this game. But Sedelf already heard the result.
Unsuccessful.
There you go. So Coach Don Dulay will have to look over to his bench.
The challenge was unsuccessful.
Is it going to be JB Bahio? Yes, as expected. Macaloni better be careful, by the way.
Yeah.
You don't want to be called for anything even more drastic.
I think that could be that could be assessed on Coach Don Dulay if he gets teed up. Because we'll see.
There you go. The final numbers of Will Macaloni, 13 and 12.
Such a difficult night for Will Macaloni with, just not able to catch a rhythm, especially in the second half. Kasi nga, two quick foul shot in the third.
I'm looking at his first half stats. He only played 6 minutes in the second half. And almost a steal. Ryan Costello.
Nueva Ecija not out of the woods yet. Only a 7-point game.
3 minutes to go. A lot of time. Robbie Celis. That's a mismatch against Jasper Salenga. Celis turns around. The feed to JB. Bahio hangs. 2 free throws.
Again, Robbie Celis creating a situation para kay JB Bahio. Dun sa poste. Pag gumalaw ka lang at mahahanap ka talaga ni Robbie Celis.
Just so smart and so crafty. We always say feet work when he has the leather. And if you're his teammate, gaganahan kang kumat.
Oo. Kasi alam mong dadating din sa'yo yung bola. And even if you do, even if you don't, by the way, he is very quick to acknowledge na alam niyang gumalaw ka. Ay nakikita mo yan sa body language ng mga kakampi niya na, na-acknowledge yung galaw nila ni Robbie Celis.
A lot of physicality between Celis and Bonifacio. Warren, sorry miss.
Naubos ang lakas ni Warren Bonifacio doon. Kakausog kay Robbie Celis.
Warren Bonifacio has played 33 minutes already, right by his average. And now there's a charge called on Nueva Ecija.
No free throw. It's an offensive foul.
Pasay just trying and trying, which was the case in game number 1. They tried and tried to come back, just unable to do so.
Now, the personality of this team, you know, they are young and fearless. You know, hindi nila, and they won't give up without a fight. No, Won't go
Salenga.
down. Oh,
That's big. Now it's a 2-possession game.
only 5 points para kay Jasper Salenga, but a timely 3 to keep them within striking distance.
69-63. Approaching the last 2 minutes. That's a push by Lawrence Victoria, which will mean free throws for Lucas Cullar.
A lot of fouls off the ball here.
That was really a push. But here's the 3 out of nowhere from Jasper Salenga. Although I remember in game 1, he was shooting out of nowhere.
Yes. He was feeling it in game 1.
There's Lucas Cullar at the line. The first one is no good. 5 points, 4 assists in this game for the former captain of CSB. Second free throw. Bouncing in. Couple of fans very happy at the sideline, looking focused as well. And we see one last push. It's a smaller lineup for Pasay.
Oh, AJ Coronel comes out, and in comes Cyrus Tabi. An additional threat offensively. This is going to allow them to space the floor.
These last 2 minutes are brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball and partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. Bonifacio trying to seal. It's a kick out. Salenga thought about it. 2 seconds. Jasper has to shoot. Salenga will do. No good. Nueva Ecija can take its time.
Good defensive effort galing kay John Wilson on that drive of Cyrus Tabi. That would have been 2 points, Mix.
There's a mismatch. Inigo denying Robbie Celis. Cross court, John Wilson for 3. No good. Rebound Bonifacio. It's tapped away by Bahio.
Kala ko night-night na eh. That would have been a big 3-pointer para kay John Wilson and Nueva Ecija.
John Wilson is the leading scorer of the Rice Vanguards in this game with 14. We have a timeout. Are we going to see some more answers from Coach Marlon Martin? Lawrence Victoria and Warren Bonifacio are still down by 7 points with 82 seconds remaining. They want to come back here on Tuesday for game number 3. If not, Robbie Celis will proceed to take on Balti Baltazar and the rest of Pampanga in the second round. Sideline inbound for Jasper Salenga. Here's Cyrus Tabi. Lumalabas, Lawrence Victoria. Inside they go. Bonifacio was fouled, and that would mean free throws.
Hindi pa tapos to. Ay pang pwedeng mangyari with a minute and 15 remaining. And if Warren Bonifacio does make 2 free throws, it's going to be a 5-point game.
And he's 70% so far tonight. Even better, 8 out of 11 off of that conversion. 18 points, 13 rebounds for the guy who has played 35 minutes. Although it hasn't been easy, the field goal story for Bonifacio is 5 out of 18. Again, close to 25%.
Kung nag-alternate ba naman si Bahio, Celis, Macaloni sa'yo?
Yeah. Off of the break, on that man-to-man full court pressure, here's Lucas Cullar. A minute to go. Nueva Ecija by 5. Cullar working with Celis onto his roller. Celis fades. No good. A rebound for Warren. And here's Victoria. Lawrence will attack. Victoria feeds. This is big. Salenga short. Offensive rebound for Pasay. It's Lawrence's turn. Still no good. Another rebound. And Pasay will keep possession.
Two big opportunities for Pasay there. Salenga had time. It was a really good look para sa kanya. And Victoria, his feet wasn't set as he took that shot. Pero a good effort galing kay AJ Coronel, keeping that possession alive para dito sa Voyagers, and they still have a chance with 41 seconds remaining.
Baseline inbound. Victoria against Cullar. He backs down. Kick out. Bonifacio for 3. No foul, no bounce. And two people got tangled up, which means it's free throws for Eman Calo. Calo gives a nod to Lucas Cullar, who is feeling this game, just how tired he is also.
Oo.
There you go, the entanglement with a smile on the face of Eman Calo. Walang kapawis-pawis eh.
Ang galing. Ang galing ni Eman.
Calo with his new shoes. Misses on his first gimme.
Pwede pa to for Pasay. 33.9 seconds remaining.
Eman, one more. A 2-possession game. 1 out of 2 for Eman Calo, who is an 83% free throw shooter as well. And now we have a timeout.
That's the last timeout para dito sa Pasay Voyagers. With a 6-point lead.
A lot of things can happen.
You know, and it's not like hindi sila nakakibigyan ng opportunities. Meron eh. They had all their chances here in this ballgame.
Mayor Vian Cuevas looking very happy at the sideline. Madam Ryan as well present with her usual headphones. And of course, Sir Bong Cuevas. They're on the verge of approaching round number 2 for another date with the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. But of course, they will have to hold their ground, up by 6 with 34 seconds remaining. Pasay will look to score in front of our VIPs. Salenga. On to Coronel, who will shoot it for Pasay. Lawrence Victoria, defended by John Wilson. Victoria attacking, he was fouled. That's free throws.
Yeah, just 6 seconds for Pasay that time na nawalan sila ng oras doon. Crucial free throws para kay Lawrence Victoria.
He's 2 out of 2 tonight. Continuing to be perfect.
Only 6 points para kay Lawrence after 24 in game 1.
Yeah. And in terms of his field goal shooting, it's 1 out of 9. Close to 10%. Timeout, Coach Don, who wants to secure things.
Now that's the last timeout as well para kay Coach Don Dulay. He has a decision now whether to cross half court with 14 seconds in their shot clock or go all the way para 3 segundo matitira.
We have to remind everybody that stranger things have happened in this season of the MPBL. Actually, recent nga lang.
Oo, Sabado lang. Nung Sabado lang yun. You know, Manila up by 4 with 30 seconds remaining. Did not call a timeout. Instead, committed a turnover, led to a 3-pointer, and also wasn't able to inbound the ball properly, led to a steal, and led to a go-ahead basket.
So, Nueva Ecija ought to be careful.
And
Full court inbound.
Yes, full court inbound sila.
There's going to be a 3-second differential. John Wilson to bring it down. Being chased by Cyrus Tabi. Oh, risky sequence there. And it is a backing violation. John Wilson. Ooh, we better be careful here. They want a review.
But is it a review or a challenge?
Let's see. Did he actually cross the line?
Yes.
Ooh. Did he?
Well, kita natin to nasa yung paa niya nasa linya. Ang tanong no kung nakaapak, pero
Yeah, that's my question. But then again, we trust our referees.
yan ang sinasabi natin.
So it's gonna be a turnover.
And no timeouts as well for both teams.
Down by 4. Sideline inbound for Pasay. Bonifacio giving it back to Salenga. Victoria. Back to Jasper. 7 on the shot clock. Salenga is blocked by Robbie Celis.
Wow! Robbie Celis with the biggest defensive play of this ball game.
Talk about underrated defense, Adel.
Oh. And it's just amazing how the narrative will decide, that narrative decides to close this game and this series out.
That's his 3rd block in this matchup.
Ang ganda ng timing on the help. And unlike yung dalawang blocks niya earlier, those were coming from 3-point shots. Ito naman, atake sa loob. And that could have made it a 2-point game.
Instead, it's JB Bahio extending the lead. Can he make it 6? JB answers yes. Nueva Ecija is very happy. 12 seconds to go. Pasay looking for a miracle. Cyrus Tabi with a layup, and he was fouled. Oh, this is very interesting. Is he gonna miss this free throw?
Maybe another twist in the tail here. It's clearly a foul on Eman Calo.
My, oh my.
Well, you make this free throw and then you try to force a steal.
There you go.
Okay, here we go.
It's a 1-possession game. 8.7 seconds remaining. Inbound to Juliar. He was pushed. That's free throws already. And now Lucas will be tested. 0 timeouts to go. Lucas Juliar is 2 out of 4 from the line tonight.
Pwede na rin kasing hawakan ni Cuellar yung bola doon and, you know, let the clock expire.
He needs to make at least 1 to make it a 2-possession game. The first one is good. He shot that with confidence.
Well, he went 1 for 2 in his previous trip sa linya.
7 points for Lucas. 2 out of 2. His best trip at the line for tonight. 75-70. Cross-court pass. Hilario will shoot. No good, and that's it for the Pasay Voyagers. Put in these 2 points from Lawrence Victoria. Congratulations to the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards, who will advance to round number 2 as they will take on our defending champions, the Pampanga Giant Lanterns.
Their second straight season that Nueva Ecija has gotten past Pasay in the first round of the playoffs. Will Macaloni still had some words to say to the referee, and he has to be careful. They need him for the next series. But nonetheless, itong Nueva Ecija getting the job done on their home floor. Ang maganda dito, for both Nueva Ecija and Pampanga, binigyan sila ng magandang test ng parehong Abra tsaka ng Pasay going into their matchup.
Yes, and that's going to be one heck of a date, as round number 2 is now officially set for the North Division playoff picture. It is San Juan, the former team of John Wilson, taking on Caloocan, and then Nueva Ecija will take on Pampanga. Wilson is our best player of the game, brought to you by Daily Fantasy. Dito sa Daily Fantasy, hawak mo ang laro. So he will not achieve 2,000 points tonight, but he surely got a lot nearer to it.
Well, John Wilson, outstanding in this ball game, particularly in the third quarter.
His final score is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball and partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX. Robbie Celis, by the way, shout out to him. 8 points, 11 rebounds, 3 blocks, including that game-winning block. One of the best plays in this matchup. Now we go to Mika Abisamis.
Maraming salamat, kasama ko ngayon ang Daily Fantasy Best Player of this game. Walang iba kung hindi si John Wilson. John, another very effective performance galing sa'yo. 14 points, 4 rebounds. Yung defensive effort mo, kitang-kita talaga namin. Pero ang mas tumatak sa amin, yung 8 points mo nung third quarter kasi doon nagsimula yung lamang nyo.
Ano lang, stay ready lang. And then, kailangan maging composed this game. Alam naman natin na siyempre, do or die sa kalaban nyo. Kailangan mas pupupok sila. Yung, mas composed kami. Yun din ang kailangan namin to the next round.
Napag-usapan mo na do or die. Para sa kanila, hindi naging madali ang larong ito. Pero lumabas talaga yung depensa nyo kayo nila, Robbie. Pero ang susunod na kalaban nyo ay ang Pampanga Giant Lanterns. Anong nasa isip mo?
Ano lang, stay composed. Then, let's see anong game plan namin in this few days going to the semis. Na alam naman ni Coach Don yan. And then, kung anong paggawa niya sa practice, team defense, i-apply namin sa semifinals.
John, mga gusto mong batiyan at pasalamatan?
Una-una, papasalamat ako kay Lord na nakapasok kami sa semifinals. And then sa wife ko, nasa bahay. Yung dalawang kids ko, si John Wilson, at si Ate Lelouch. And yung biyanan ko nasa New Zealand, ang mga kaibigan ko nasa Binangonan. And then, kay Cap Robbie, yung magandang depensa niya. And then, especially sa team, credit din sa mga coaches na talagang in the whole week na nag-prepare sila mentally and physically. And then, yung mga Team Chrysler, then sa mga kumpare ko, sa manager ko, kay Boss Alvin Torno, and then kay Dr. Aurus sa skincare, kay Dr. Chio, sa hindi ko nabate, binabati ko kayo. God bless.
Maraming salamat. Our Daily Fantasy Best Player of this game is John Wilson. Sa Daily Fantasy, hawak mong laro. Migson Sidel.
Thank you, Mika. So, John Wilson is 12 points away from reaching 2,000 in his MPBL career, the first to be able to do so. But as for tonight, what's important to him is the fact that they got the win.
Oo, pero maganda ang simula dito ng Pasay Voyagers, even led by as many as 10 points in that first half. Pero nung third quarter, when Will Macaloni got 2 quick fouls, that's when Nueva Ecija really got into their own rhythm as well.
Blessing in disguise.
Oh, blessing in disguise. Other players stepped up. John Wilson in particular, and that's why he's our best player of the game. Those, 2 offensive rebounds and that one basket that he made. Ang ganda ng ang ganda ng re-establish ng Nueva Ecija ng control sa larong to.
And even in the fourth quarter, Pasay tried to carve its way back. If it weren't for the investment that they had in the third, then they would have been in bigger trouble in the fourth.
Yeah. And Will Macaloni also fouling out. But that play right there, Robbie Celis wasn't getting our best player of the game. Pero ang ganda na pinakita niya on both ends of the floor especially those 3 blocks, because potentially, those were 8 points, by the way, Mix.
Yes.
Potentially. And this was just a close game.
Now, if you would look at the left-hand side of the picture, this is beautiful to see. 4 teams have booked their tickets to the North Division semifinals.
Oo. You know, only Manila, the higher seed, ang hindi nakasurvive doon. But 1, 2, 3, and 5 ang
Yes.
pasok sa next round.
And tomorrow, South Cotabato and Batangas would look to advance to round number 2 as well, while Davao and Binyan would look to do what Zamboanga did, extending their series into the 3rd game versus the Parañaque Patriots.
That second game, number 3 versus number 6, looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes, it was already very fun in game number 1. But now we turn you over to our press conference.
Welcome to our post-game press conference. Together with us, winning coach Don Dulay and Will Macaloni. Coach, it's a low start game for you guys. Pasay had the glimpse of winning the game, but you shut down the chance for them. Coach, your thoughts on the performance of the team tonight?
First of all, I want to give much respect to Pasay. They're a very tough team. They gave us a hard time. And we expected that. A team like Pasay was not going to give up in the playoffs. So I'm happy we're able to advance. There's a few things we can work on offensively, because Pasay did a really good job defending our offense tonight, so we had to make some adjustments.
Coach and Will, Coach, we're going to face the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. What are you going to expect on this matchup, and how are you going to prepare for them?
I think it's a good test for us yung Pasay kasi they have a lot of big men also. So yun, kailangan namin prepare going to our Pampangas game.
How about you, Coach? How are you going to prepare for Pampanga Giant Lanterns?
Well, they're the defending champs. They have that championship pedigree. So we also have that experience. But it's going to be vital, important that we focus on number 1, Baltasar. You know, and they have a lot of good wings and guards and point guards. So, well, we have a tough matchup coming up, but we'll be ready.
Coach, are you going to give the boys a break, or you'll practice right away?
No, they're gonna get a break. Part of playoff basketball is making sure everybody's healthy. So we don't want to exhaust our players. They deserve a rest. So we'll give them a couple days, and then we'll get back to it.
There you have it. The date is set between the Pampanga Giant Lanterns and the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards in round number 2, with a big congratulations as well to Warren Bonifacio, Lawrence Victoria for their all-star appearances and the overall performance of the Pasay Voyagers in the 6th season of the MPBL. Tomorrow, we wrap things up with the Game 2s in the opening round of the MPBL playoffs. For Del Tupas and Mika Bisamis, my name is Migs Gomez. At ito po, ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.